Saw 2nd and 7. Stafford another quarterback draw. He'll only get 3 out of this one to midfield. Cherico and Martin on the tackle. You know what? Cherico is a guy whose name we haven't called that much tonight.
No, really, and they finally figured this play out. And one reason they figured it out is they changed their coverage. So their linebackers are going to be staying at home, and they'll take away this quarterback draw. The middle's not open anymore because they've changed their secondary coverage, which affects the front 7 people also.
Some other scores for you. Arizona leading Oregon State. That's first quarter. Mississippi State leading by a touchdown. Southern Mississippi with a lead. Stafford hits his tight end, Steve Clark, to the Arkansas 45, where Williams makes the tackle. The interesting thing about Cherico is that he dates Fred Akers' daughter, Leslie.
Well, that's a real conflict of interest. Poor girl. Now, who do you think she's cheering for in the stands?
She is cheering for Dad.
Yeah, I guess until she gets the ring, huh? It's a more permanent situation. Yeah. That is interesting. Man, wasn't he the guy that had the boa constrictor last year, too?
Cherico is a free spirit. That's right. That was Agnes, who now lives in Kansas City, and Cherico goes to visit. 1st and 10, Texas. Norris almost lost the football, cuts it outside and is tripped. And one of the Arkansas players who was in on the tackle is down. There's Norris, who was lucky to hold on to the football, and there is the injured Arkansas player. And we won't speculate till we're sure of the number. He grabbed his knee on the way down right after the tackle. And of course, everybody here plays on artificial turf, and if you go down with a knee and bang it, and it's Ricky Williams, young man who has had a sprained ankle. And it's no picnic just falling on that turf, let alone being knocked to it.
Now let's see if we can see how Ricky hurt his knee here. He's going to take away the play again. Nice lateral movement by Williams. That's what he's known for. Yeah, looked like 68 knocked his knee out from under him.
It's Albert Harris, the other linebacker. And now flag is down as he hits Metcalf. Metcalf buried at the 25, but a flag was down in the Texas backfield, and this one may come back. And it will. Illegal use of hands and penalties. If Texas loses this game, they will go back and look at the penalties as the reason.
Well, they've had 3 big plays on offense called back, which were first downs, as well as the field goal, which we alluded to many times earlier, that turned into a touchdown. Now, one thing as an offensive lineman, if you're going to hold, which they do most of the time, but they try to get away with it, you don't want to do it right in front of the official. 69 on the right-hand side of your screen, just grabbing right under the face mask. That's actually what they called more than holding. I mean, the referee's looking right at it. There's no problem there. He's got a hold of the guy's face mask. You've got to be a little more subtle than that.
Qualifies
new rules.
Qualifies as flagrant. He was a guard last year. Maybe he's used to being a little closer to the middle and not so much isolated in the action. But it's 2nd and 14 for Arkansas. Or for Texas, as Arkansas shows blitz. Cherico was drilled by a great block, and the pass down the sideline is out of bounds. It was caught by Gay, but he was out of bounds. Washington knocked him out.
It looked to me like he could have come back in bounds. Ball's up in the air, but if his momentum...
Billy Ray Todd makes a block on Cherico, and Cherico is going to be late to the dance.
Number 64, he's going to come right towards you, right here. Now watch this block. Never sees it. Oh, what a hit. What a hit. Now let's see if he's in bounds. We know after he catches this ball, he's just going to find a seam. He'll come back now. The quarterback's scrambling. He'll come back up the sidelines. Question is he knocked out of bounds? I think he would have come down with at least 1 foot in.
Too.
Officials missed that play.
3rd and 14. Big play here for Texas, trying to keep the drive alive. They're down by a touchdown. Stafford throws, and it's... What a grab! Kevin Nelson.
Oh, just took it right away from the defender.
It looked like that one would be knocked down, and Nelson somehow maintained his concentration and made the catch. And they have said it was incomplete.
Let's watch this again. That's a heck of an effort. He's going to split right down, right across the field. Here comes Nelson into your picture. Takes it away. And it was not.
Oh, it bounced.
Well, officials just made up for the other call. They made that one right.
We were blocked from this angle and couldn't see it. Waits is back to punt, and Texas will have to give it up. Oh, beautiful punt this time. This thing is air-mailed into the end zone. And Arkansas will start from its 20 when we come back after a 46-yard punt. Joe Johnson 19 and Aaron Jackson 44. And once again, it's the fullback, the play that Arkansas really wants, the tackle made by 67 Bobby Rhodes. Thomas and Foreman alternated fullback, as Pat told you earlier. And together, coming into this ballgame, they've gained almost 3,000 yards as a tandem in their career. And it's a little unusual. They are best friends. And usually when you're competing with a spot, that's very difficult. 2nd and 7. Thomas will pitch it to Van Dyke. And Van Dyke gets to the 30. It's going to be a first down. Driven out of bounds by Braggs that time. Larry Burnett has a scoreboard update for us.
Well, the Boilermakers trying to come back in the 4th quarter against Ohio State. Doug Downing with a good fake gets it to Caleb Barnes for a 3-yard TD pass. Ohio State still leading, though, 32-11. It's in the 4th now.
11:56 to go in our game from Austin, Texas. 1st and 10, Arkansas. And this kind of offense can run a lot of time off the scoreboard. Texas coming on a blitz. Thomas gets it out to Johnson. And Johnson looked like he was going to get some yardage on it, but Tony Griffin came up to close it down. Tim Brando has an update for us from the sideline here in Austin. Tim?
I tell you, fellas, they called the Hogs the offensive line with the Redskins, but Ricky Williams was hurt. Ricky, turn around, shoot us a little smile. He chipped his tooth there right in the front, and he was back in without any smelling sauce, laughing gas, or anything. I tell you, this guy's truly a hog.
Can you imagine what those nerves are doing right now?
I can't. I don't want to think about it.
I wouldn't be drinking any Gatorade.
2nd and 9 after a gain of 1 on the last play for Johnson. Thomas wants to throw. Floats it sideline. And it's incomplete off the hands of J.R. Brown, who was looking to run with it before he had it.
That's not the optimum type of pass to have coming at you.
And we have another Texas injury. Again, it's another inexperienced linebacker, Brad Lucky, number 83, who had been a tight end. And they've got to wonder on the Texas sideline if there is a jinx against linebackers. Virtually everyone they have had play there this year has been hurt at one time or another, including their truly outstanding linebacker, Britt Hager. They rush a couple of people on and off the field. Thomas does not go to the shotgun. Now he does on 3rd and 9. And he's got the first down. Shebest caught the ball, and now they roll it incomplete. Shebest made the catch. Tony Griffin drilled him, and he dropped the ball. I thought it was a completion, and so did Coach Hatfield.
Well, this is part of being a defensive.
Tough break for Arkansas as they have to turn it over, and Horn, who was a big weapon with that punt, gets off a poor one this time to Metcalf at the 30. No place to go. Got as much out of it as he could near the 40-yard line. 39-yard punt from the nation's leading punter, and when we come back, Texas.
Hands off him. You can bump him, but you can't hold on to it.
So that'll cost Texas 10. Pushes the Longhorns back to the 30. It's 1st and 20. Norris, the lone back. Over the middle to Simmons. And Simmons hit the ground, ball came loose. Arkansas says they have it. Was it a fumble? The officials consulting. And it's Arkansas football. Jericho made the hit. Or Jericho made the recovery, rather. And this is a very, very close call, Pat.
Oh, this is a tough break for Texas. Again, they run the little crossing route. This time with Simmons out of the backfield instead of Metcalf. Right on the money. Now he's going to turn it up.
Tough from that angle. Regardless, it is Arkansas football at the Texas 42, and a big break for the Razorbacks. Foreman got a yard. Stacked up by Bronner.
We can pretend like we're NFL officials here. Is this conclusive or not? Evidence. Another angle. No, that is a fumble. He was hit before his elbow hit the ground. That's the right call by the officials.
Well, was his knee on the ground before the ball came loose?
Well, the nearest official, Les, was going to call it a non-fumble, and the other guy on the other side who had a better angle actually did call it the fumble and overruled it, which is the right play.
That Arkansas defense does force turnovers. Thomas on the option. And he is racked up in the backfield. They'll lose a yard. And a great tackle by Tony Griffin, number 16, the free safety. Third on the team in tackles coming into this one, and made a big play there.
But he's made 3 tackles in the last few minutes, and they moved him from free safety to corner because they needed him to make more plays like that, to force the ball just like he's doing.
There's Edwin Simmons. He's had 1 touchdown, but that big fumble is going to stick in his mind, too. Big play, 3rd and 10. Arkansas at the Texas 42. The receiver stopped short. The defender fell down. Jeffries fell down, and Donnie Centers cut off the pattern.
They threw the ball to the post, and he ran a shake pattern to the out. Let's watch Centers on this play. Now he's going to run a corner, and the quarterback throws the ball to the post. Some miscommunications. They're lucky that wasn't intercepted. You're right, Mike. The defensive back fell, or would have been intercepted.
They'll have to kick it away on 4th and 10. So Texas holds, and they'll get the ball back. Fair catch signal, but they'll let it go, and it makes the end zone. Braggs was back to take that kick. Hang time of 4.68. It off to Metcalf. And Metcalf ruled out of bounds at the 29-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9. Stafford now hitting 50% of his passes for 142 yards. Most of the short variety.
They've not been able to stop those backs out of the backfield. Really, the only way they did stop was the fumble to Simmons, but he had picked up about 15 yards before fumbling.
Stafford approaching 1,000 yards this season. The record for a single season, 1599. He's almost a certainty to get that. 2nd and 1. Give it to the fullback, Norris. Norris got to the 30, but not across it. Stopped by David Shell, number 70. LSU now stretching it out over Kentucky. Wake Forest, Maryland trying to come back, could not do it, and the Deacons hung on to win. Long Beach over New Mexico State. That's a 3rd quarter score. And here we go. Lane Dragons of Jacksonville, or Jackson, Tennessee, are leading the Miles Bears 14-6. The score is being provided by the Jackson, Tennessee Police Department. We go the last mile. You won't get that score anywhere else. 1st and 10, Texas. And Stafford about to run out of time on the 25-second clock, calls for timeout to avoid the 5-second penalty. With 7:51 to go in the ball game, we have a timeout here in Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas. A 7-point ball game. Texas 1st and 10 at its own 30. Both wide receivers near side. Stafford incomplete, intended for Johnson, and the ball was stripped there by Nathaniel White, the backup rover, who made an excellent play.
They tried to go downfield to Gabriel Johnson on this pass, and he's held earlier. Ball's right there. The defensive back closed on it. It actually should have been a penalty earlier. He grabbed him, and or else he'd have been wide open. Refs missed it. Good recovery by the defensive back, though. He wasn't caught for the penalty, and he managed to strip the ball clean. Nice throw by Stafford.
2nd and 10 for Texas. 7:44 left. Simmons, the man in motion, and they're looking that way. Throwing for Simmons. He got it. And it's ruled out of bounds at the 39 of Arkansas. Simmons with a great catch covered by Brothers, but it's out of bounds. What a big play that would have been.
Top of the screen, 33, Edwin Simmons. This is a running back, ladies and gentlemen, going up the field on a streak pattern. And it's just stripped. Right now they're having difficulty throwing to the outside receivers because they're double covering them. That was a nice job by the safety to cover all the way to the sidelines to take away that ball to the tailback.
The numbers on Stafford. 3rd and 10, Texas. Stafford with all day to throw. Now he's in trouble. Dumps it short to his tight end. They'll be short of the first down as McCray only gets 8 to the 38-yard line. And it was Otis Lloyd, the Rover back, who made the tackle. And a first down saving tackle it was.
Well, that was a nice job by Stafford. He bought himself some time. He stayed in the pocket, and then delivered the ball.
Now Texas has taken its 2nd of 3 timeouts. And the crowd had begun to chant, go.
I think they have to go for it here.
7:15 left in the game. You think they'll go?
I do.
How long is your contract?
I think you have to go for it. You know, they've been able to stop Arkansas, but they've decimated a linebacker. And if Arkansas gets the ball, if they find Arkansas gets the ball, they may be able to run the timeout. I think you've got a chance here to make a first down, and they can throw the ball. I think Texas picks up this first down. They're confident they can go in and score.
Texas has not shown the punt team yet, and they're talking with Fred Akers. And offensive coordinator Dwayne Painter will have his input here. The ball is marked just shy of the 39. They're about 1.5 yards short of a first down.
Wrong again.
I think it's a good decision. The crowd is booing a little bit, but I think you've got to punt the ball now with 7:15 to go in the game.
Yeah, but look at it this way. You're going to punt the ball, and you've just given up a timeout, so you're going to hurt your offense later on down in the game. You don't call a timeout to punt the ball.
Well, I'll vote for it. Waits is on to kick, and Shebest deep to receive, standing at his 20. Beautiful punt. And Shebest just runs the other way, and it goes into the end zone. And there is a flag down on the play. This could be a big penalty. If it's against Arkansas, it's a first down. And Arkansas indicates it's against Texas, and that's the way it's gone all night.
Wow. They haven't had a penalty work their way yet.
And Ken Hatfield says we don't want the penalty, and it's another face mask. So Arkansas will get the ball on the 20 after a 61-yard kick. Tim Brando has something for us from the sideline. Tim?
I'm down here with Leslie Akers, the daughter of Coach Fred Akers of the Texas Longhorns. She is dating Tony Chirico, the nose guard of Arkansas. It's a pretty big rivalry. Is it as big a rivalry for you and Tony?
No, not personally, but as far as the schools are concerned, it is.
I have to ask you this question, Leslie. It's been a very difficult time for your father. How has the family weathered the storm of the controversy swirling around your coach and the University of Texas and your father?
We don't appreciate it, but we do appreciate our supporters that really stand behind us. But we're a strong family, and we're going to be fine.
At times, do you feel like you have to just ignore what's going on around you? Are you able to do that?
To a certain extent, we sort of get kind of hot, but I guess it goes with the territory.
Thank you very much for joining us. You met Tony after Texas beat Arkansas last year. He's got revenge on his mind right now.
Hopefully he won't get it, so we'll have to wait and see.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
Leslie Akers, who has a lot at stake in tonight's outcome of the Arkansas-Texas game.
She showed the right loyalty, though. You know where she's sleeping tonight. She'll be at home with Daddy. She said she wants Texas to win this game.
1st and 10, Arkansas at their own 20-yard line. And they'll get about 6 as they go up the middle that time. Braggs and Hagee make the tackle on Johnson. And Arkansas, intent on trying to run some time off the clock. They get a few first downs here. 2nd and 4, Razorbacks. Out of the wishbone. They'll give it to Johnson, and Johnson absolutely nothing on this. Stacked up by McAdoo. In at linebacker, number 62. So it'll bring up a big 3rd down play with a clock running of 6:14. Oh, they've even got a card section now. There was an earlier button that we missed that said Hogs smell good, which either means you're a Razorback fan or you've got a problem. 3rd and 3, Thomas on the option. And he just got the first down. Braggs grabbed him and couldn't hold him. Llewellyn came over and McAdoo to finish it off, but he got it by a foot.
Steve Braggs is a big hitter, and they need this place from their safeties. Again, many times the Texas safeties lead the team in tackles. That's excellent. Just made the first down. You know, on that play, they ran with the option. It was a good play by Arkansas because the belly would have been stopped. They had that fullback stopped again short of the first down, and he pulled the ball out and made the first down himself.
Good read by Thomas, and the spin at the end of the run was what got him the first down. Clock running, 5:33 to go. Johnson, he's got room to run. Braggs again on the tackle, but he may have another first down at the 41-yard line.
God, it's just unbelievable when they break through that line of scrimmage how much room they have. And this is a problem. You can't have your safeties making the tackles all the time downfield 10 yards. You need some backers making the plays at 2 and 3 yards. But Stephen Braggs goes laterally here, makes a nice play. Real sure tackler. They just can't give him that much room to run. God, when they break clear, there's just nothing in front of them but green.
And it looks like Texas is trying to gamble a little bit too, maybe going for the football right now. 5-10 and counting in the game. It is a first down. Johnson again, this time not much. He was hit initially by Brian Espinoza and then rolled a little bit into the linebacking cord, stacked him up. Been a good game for Johnson. 15 carries, 58 yards. A couple of touchdowns. Give him 6 touchdowns on the season. Second and 7. They give it to the fullback, Derek Thomas. He gets to the 48-yard line. Llewellyn is in on the stop. And Arkansas has done a great job of running time off the clock. We're already down to 4:18, and they're certainly in no hurry.
How many 3rd, 2s, and 3s have they had tonight?
A bunch. Shebest talking with Ken Hatfield. He'll bring in the play on 3rd and call it 3 from their own 48-yard line. And there's only 10 seconds to go on that 25-second clock, so Thomas is going to have to hurry it up to the line of scrimmage. Just got it off in time on the option to Johnson. Got a block on the outside and has another first down into Arkansas territory at the 47. Jeffries was the man who chased him out of bounds, but they have run that option when they really needed it. They've gone outside.
This is a great read by the quarterback. Greg Thomas is going to take the ball, fake the belly. They've been running that on a lot of the 3rd down plays. Now he's going to go with the option. He gets tacked right as he gets hit. He gets the ball outside. Just enough room for Johnson to pick up the first down.
On that play, 2 defenders went for the quarterback. Nobody covered the pitch man, and that's why they got the play. 3:48 to go. Arkansas just trying to grind it out. Fullback gets a yard. That's Derek Thomas. Stopped by the middle of the line. Espinoza, Steelhammer in here. This is a offense being run to perfection right now. Used up about 4 minutes already on this drive.
Well, that was a gamble with punting. You know, there's a chance they would never get the ball back.
Hard to believe you could be right after all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My ally.
Always trying to put you in the best light. Johnson, a flag is down as he gets to the 40-yard line. Smacked down there by David McAdoo.
Yeah, I think Texas was offsides on that play. Defensive tackle. Try to get off the mark a little quick.
Another penalty. Boy, they've just killed themselves with it.
9 for 69, 9 yards is not a way to win a ball game, particularly when you're playing a team that's a little stronger than you physically.
Defense, second down.
So now instead of 2nd and 8, it is 2nd and 3, and that plays right into the Arkansas hands.
And it's not always just the number of penalties or the yards, it's when they come. And they've really resulted in, giving up points and losing points.
Ball at the Texas 40, 2nd and 3, clock running, 2:53 left. Van Dyke lost a yard there. Texas only has 1 timeout left. Brawner made the tackle along with January. So they can only stop the clock once. Arkansas has its full complement of 3. 2:31. And this will be a 3rd and 3 play.
Will it be another option? This time at the right side of the field.
I'd hate to bet against it. Thomas has run the option beautifully. Fullback, very close to the first down, is Derek Thomas. Llewellyn on the stop. They will probably have to stop the clock and measure. They do at 2:13.
Well, they've run the option several times in these short yardage plays where they've kept the ball, either kept it or pitched it. And this time they give it to Thomas, who's fresh. He's the backup starting fullback. They alternate. Just a nice wide open hole. He made the right read. Right now, Greg Thomas is running it to perfection. He's made every read correct, and they pick up the first downs every time.
They don't make the first down. Brings up an interesting choice. Would Arkansas go for it? I would think they would. And they're short.
You know, they don't have their pooch punter here. They only have the punter, the long punter.
The situation is this: 2:13 to go. Arkansas leads by a touchdown. And now Arkansas wants a timeout to discuss what they'll do on 4th and inches. We'll find out when we come back to Austin, Texas, with Arkansas leading by 7. Fred Akers hoping that his defense can dig in one last time. They have to get the ball back, or they'll drop to 2 and 3 and 1 and 1 in the conference. Arkansas, as far as the conference is concerned, has to win tonight. And they got it with Derek Thomas. He got to the 35, first down. Braggs and Steelhammer on the tackle. That could wrap it up.
The offensive line just gets the surge here. It's an easy first down for Thomas, relatively speaking. He picked up 2 yards. It wasn't close. A big surge by the offensive line. He follows it right in there. It's so nice, though, to have a fresh fullback like Thomas. This is the tradition they've done here for 3 years now. They use Foreman to wear out the defense in the first half and Thomas in the second half.
Got an excellent block from Chris Beckett, number 65, his right tackle. He graduated 3.5 years in law school. Ohio State with a big lead. Arizona over Oregon State. That's the second quarter score. Mississippi State, who we'll see next week against Auburn, is 2 touchdowns ahead of Tulane. Johnson protecting the ball, gets to the 32. Texas with 1 timeout left. The clock is running at 1:35. Johnson, 17 carries, 66 yards, a couple of touchdowns. The leading ball carrier tonight.
Well, it's a tribute to the Arkansas offense. They got the ball with 6.5 minutes left, and they're going to run it all the way down inside a minute, probably all the way now. Just executed their offense perfectly. Took 3 downs to make or 4 downs to make some of the first downs. They've done every one of them.
Thomas watching that 25-second clock, using every bit of it he can. Gives it off to his fullback again. That's Derek Thomas. About a yard. January on the stop. And now Texas will use its last timeout with 54 seconds to go in the ball game. It is desperation time for the Longhorns. Pat, really the only thing you can do right now on the next carry is gamble, try to steal the football.
Which is not going to be easy to do. As we know, Arkansas does not turn the ball over very often. They're a good team. I mean, you know, there are just critical moments in a game. You come in as a coach and you hate to make those decisions on 4th downs. And, you know, you want to show confidence in your offense on the one hand. You want to hit it on the other hand, you want to tell your defense that you can hold them. Well, they gambled. The defense wasn't able to hold them. And now the offense is saying, you should have given us a chance, coach. It's a tough situation.
Well, difficult for me. I will have to disagree with you on this. Difficult for me to expect Texas to go for it inside their own 40 with 7 minutes to go in the game. But as it turns out, of course, hindsight is 20/20, as they always say. But you called it at the time. Got to give you credit for that one.
Don't suggest me to take Akers' spot, all right?
Well, I gave you the credit grudgingly, you'll notice.
Thank you.
54 seconds left. Arkansas facing a 3rd and 6. Texas is out of timeouts. Thomas keeps it on the option and hangs onto the football. A smart move. He stopped at the 33. Now, when the ball is marked ready for play, Arkansas doesn't have to get the ball in play for another 25 seconds. So now the officials mark it ready for play. Our Hartford player of the game is Joe Johnson, the sophomore left halfback for the Razorbacks of Arkansas. 17 carries, 66 yards. And now the officials are stopping the clock because the 25-second play clock was not running at all. The game clock was. As you look at Johnson, and Ken Hatfield would just as soon watch the clock run all the way down. But the ball was marked ready for play with more than, I believe, 36, 37 seconds to go. And the game, the play clock never started. So the officials are discussing it. Should have started, I believe, with 36 seconds left when the ball was marked ready for play.
Put 41 seconds on the clock.
Will do it. 41 seconds will be left.
I have to wonder how they arrive exactly at that number. How did they get to 41?
I think you picked two numbers.
Just try to get close.
Of course, the official may have looked up and noticed it on the scoreboard, the fact that there was the differential. And now Arkansas is just going to let the thing run down. There is a 16-second differential between the game clock and the 25-second clock.
If they take the snap, they could probably run off, what, about 7, 8 seconds if they decided to run around?
But apparently they're not going to bother with it. They're just going to let it run down. And they'll be penalized 5 yards. And then they will run 4th down and try to run some time off the clock.
How many seconds do you think you could run off the clock if you were the quarterback here and you took the ball and ran backwards?
2.
2.
If I took more than 2, somebody might knock me into the cheap seat. So I'll take 2 seconds and fall down.
25-second kick out. Still 4th down. Timeout. White.
Tell you what, I was the kind of player who didn't want the ball in situations like this.
I would punt this ball. I mean, I'd put my punter back there.
Would you really?
Yeah. If there was no problem with snap, I'd kick it. If not, I'd run around as long as I could and then pooch it down. Well, look at they're down on the. They can pin him in right here. You know, you can pin him in, make him go 90 yards. Problem is, if you run a play here, you might run 6, 7 seconds off the clock, and really they're realistically within striking range from the 35, 40-yard line.
Well, on the other hand, if you had a deep snap to a punter back at around the 50 and he ran around, they'd only have 50 yards to go.
Well, I'd punt it. You know, if you had plenty of time, I'd kick it. If the guy felt too much pressure, I'd try to run onto the side, run some time off the clock, and still try to pooch it downfield because you don't have to kick it very far.
Arkansas is discussing the same options that we have and that you have at home.
Yeah, but they didn't have you as an option. They're not thinking of you right now.
That's why they're going to be 5-1. Because I wasn't in there to mess it up. Arkansas losing only a week ago in a big upset to Texas Tech. That is a conference loss, and only once in the history of the Southwest Conference has a team with 2 losses been able to even share the conference title. So you can't lose 2 in this league and expect to do anything.
Here comes the offense.
Thomas comes up to the line of scrimmage. There's 16 seconds left to go in the game. And it's 4th and 13. And Thomas just trying to run out the clock, and he's buried at the 44. That will stop the clock on change of possession with 12 seconds left. And I didn't understand that one real well.
Now they're, they're within striking range.
Texas has one last hope. They're going to have to throw one as far as they can throw it.
I don't agree. Right now, what they should do is they should try to run a route near the sideline, get down to inside the 40-yard line somewhere to the 30 to 35-yard line, try to get a completion, get out of bounds, and then throw one more pass. It's an awful long throw. He's going to have to heave it about 65 yards.
Texas has 2 quarterbacks in there. Donovan Forbes, number 8, has checked in, and he may take it on a pitch and throw it. That's exactly what he'll do. He wants to throw it back to Stafford, but he throws it short, and it's almost intercepted. Stafford was the intended receiver, got bumped out there by Dudley, and that play burned 6 seconds, and Texas is out of options now.
It burned 6 seconds, but it wasn't going to burn the defense. They have 8 guys back there waiting for plays like that. Now they've got to go down toward the end zone.
Stafford comes out of the ball game, and Donovan Forbes, the freshman from Baytown, Texas, that was only his 7th pass of the season, is in to throw the ball as far as he can throw it. And look at the secondary. The deep man is standing at the Arkansas 8-yard line, 60 yards away from the line of scrimmage.
3-man pass rush.
Forbes with an unbelievable arm throws incomplete. That's the last play of the game. And for the first time in 20 years, Arkansas has come to Austin, Texas, and left with a win. And Ken Hatfield gets a well-deserved ride on his players' shoulders. And the problems continue for Fred Akers. His club now drops to 2-3 overall, 1-1 in the Southwest Conference. Arkansas will go to 5-1, and they have a single defeat in the conference as well. Both still alive for the conference title, but Arkansas in far better shape overall at 5-1. So much for the jinx, Pat.
Well, sometimes the jinx, you're fortunate. I know they have some seniors that have been waiting for this night a long time. They finally got a victory over Texas, finally got it at the home field. I know there's a lot of alumni that are happy right now. And really, this could change it future encounters.
Fred Akers did not win the ball game tonight. It will certainly increase the pressure on him. But Fred Akers has gone through this with a lot of courage and a lot of class, and we wish him well. There is a ball game over here in Austin. Arkansas wins by a touchdown.